Hello, we are Honey and Tom, and welcome to EXXXOTICA's premiere episode of Webcam Diaries.
We with us today Jessica Starling and Mel Kush, stars of Chaturbate and veterans of EXXXOTICA. Welcome, guys.
Welcome. Hello.
How you doing? Okay. So I guess first thing is, where can we find you? I guess we'll start with Jessica. Where can we find you first? You're on Twitter?
You can find me on Twitter at Jessica Starling, so that's J3 Starling. On Instagram at _Jessica Starling. On Chaturbate at chaturbate.com/Jessica Starling. And I'm on everywhere pretty much. You can find all my links on my Twitter page.
So if you see a search bar, enter Jessica Starling and you'll probably find her.
Yeah.
Mel Kush, what about you? Where are you at? Where can we find you?
Hey, I'm Melody Kush, mostly online, so you can find me on Twitter at Melody Kush. Same thing with Instagram at Melody Kush. My website, melkush.com. My two OnlyFans accounts, onlymel.com and onlymelfree.com. And my clips are on ManyVids. You can check out Mel Kush clips, and it'll take you right there.
Awesome. So go follow her on Twitter. I'm sure you can find all of her information there too.
How have you guys been? How are you doing in this quarantine? We'll start there.
Honestly, it's not that different from my regular lifestyle, so it's
I agree.
It's pretty much I work at home, right? And I work at home full time. And also I'm a homebody and an introvert, so this isn't a whole lot different for me.
I have to agree. Honestly, I feel like the last 2 months, I've been able to really kind of buckle down. There's been less distractions because I've been confined at home, and I find maybe the motivation levels are a little bit lower. But those days where that motivation is just kicking, like I have the time to do things. So I've really used this time to dig up like old projects that fell through the cracks and like things that I knew were going to be too time consuming for my schedule before, and I'm just reorganizing all the stuff that was never released. So yeah, I mean, it's just the way how you apply your time now, and I think I've done an okay job so far, but it is starting to get a little encroaching. It'd be nice to get something else going in my day other than work.
Right. I know you shoot a ton of content. You do a lot of self-photography, so it's probably good chance to wrap all that stuff up now.
Yeah, exactly. And the self-photography, I think, is the most time-consuming part. I mean, the shooting is one thing, but the editing, especially when I'm editing myself, you're so much more picky about your work. Like, I will obsess, so it's nice to have the time and not feel as pressured so I can get through all that stuff. Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica, what have you been working on? Like, what projects have you been wrapping up?
Well, I'm just doing a lot of work on my OnlyFans. I have a free OnlyFans and a paid OnlyFans that I post on every day, multiple times a day. So that's a lot. And I also have an Avian Stars. So my OnlyFans is like my vanilla stuff. My Avian Stars is my fetish and femdom stuff. And then also I'm making clips for ManyVids. I own clips for sale, basically every clip site under the sun. And then I'm also camming on Chaturbate and then also on Night Flirt taking calls.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Where do you have time to do anything? Holy cow!
Well, because that's just kind of all I do. So,
How do you find Avian Stars compared to OnlyFans? And as you do both, it's different content, but how do you find,
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a new site, obviously, so it has its hiccups, like technical hiccups, but it's not like OnlyFans doesn't have that. But and obviously it's a new site, so it does not have as much traffic. But the thing is, unlike OnlyFans, you can like make a free post and have like hashtags on it, and then people can find you through those hashtags. Whereas OnlyFans does not have any sort of keyword search system. You just have to know someone's name.
Yeah, the search is wonky too.
Yeah, so that in itself I really like, and they also have a clip store feature that they've just added, which
they just launched that.
Yeah. So it's still again not as much traffic as my other clip stores. Obviously, they're brand new, but I get 80% payout from those clips, so that's cool. And
is that temporary or is that a permanent thing? The 80%.
Permanent, like everything, every payout, everything is 80%.
Okay.
It seems like the Dom community has really taken to the Avian Stars platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found that a lot of people complaining about OnlyFans, at least on Twitter from what I've seen, are like dominatrixes and stuff like that, online doms. And I think it makes sense that would be really popular in Avian Stars because it's a new platform, 80%, but also it's like a lot of the financial dominatrixes are taking all of their subs there sort of thing, and like they're attributing them there, and then that's making Avian Stars a lot of money, obviously. So
well, I also think that doms might not enjoy OnlyFans as much because, I mean, I love OnlyFans to death, but it is cultivating a bit of a cheaper culture in terms of, you know, purchasers, right? So doms are going to waste their time with $3 or $4, you know, tributes and stuff like that. So they're going to want to go where, you know, the money is more abundant. And if they can cultivate that on AVN, because they don't have that kind of reputation yet, I guess, maybe they be easier to get the larger payments. But I mean, honestly, I was reluctant to start my free OnlyFans. You run a free page, don't you, Jessica?
I do, yes. It's
okay, because I think.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, please go ahead. Because I was going to ask you more about it.
I was just saying that it's a great sort of sales funnel because, so like if you advertise on Twitter and stuff like that, you just have to sort of hope that when someone's horny, they're going to go back and remember that they saw an ad for your OnlyFans and click on it and subscribe. But if you have free OnlyFans, firstly, that's a much easier sell, and you can also cross-promote with other people who have free OnlyFans. But then everyone on that free OnlyFans has a credit card attached to their account.
Exactly.
They're all potential customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
this
it's
is what
really
I was actually. Yeah, I was discussing this on Twitter earlier this morning, actually, and that's exactly the point. And even I had set up a free OnlyFans, but I never really started advertising it till last week. But I mean, now that I've seen a few accounts and kind of started my own, there's definitely value there. And like you say, like everyone that subscribes to you, there's potential for selling there. Even, you know, you just have to put out something that people want. And like, and I run both pages differently, but I thought it would be like cumbersome. I thought it wouldn't bring me back enough for the time I'm putting into it. But, you know, that's just me overthinking. You just got to kind of throw up a post a day, you know, and just, you know, give something different. And no, I think it was a good decision. So you were actually the first person, the first time we met that I knew who had a free OnlyFans, because back then it wasn't super duper common. And we were all like, oh, what are you doing? Like,
right.
How
dare you? But like, I can totally see the strategy behind it.
Yeah, and now I have a paid page and a free page. Paid page rather started off as free.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's a good way to get the buzz going, I guess, as well. And then it'll be up to the client if you increase your price and they want to stick around, and if you did a good enough job, they will. You know?
And they get to see your content and possibly move over to your paid page. You know.
Yeah.
Easily to slide over to your paid page.
I definitely think that OnlyFans requiring the credit card on sign up definitely helps like weed out the more non-serious people, which I just love.
And minors, yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I would love if every site did that, honestly, just to like.
Oh yeah, that would be very nice. Cut down on some freeloaders, I guess.
I mean, it does just add kind of a filter, and you know, it makes us feel more confident, you know, in posting and advertising, and I hope payment processors see it that way as well.
Yeah.
I could see though how maybe sites with sort of like a free model wouldn't want that because they get a lot of money from ad revenue, right? So like cam sites with like the free chat aspect, they always have ads at the side and stuff like that. So I don't think they do that because they want random users who don't plan on spending money because they might still see the ads and maybe click on an ad or whatever.
But I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, that's true. I guess on Pornhub, yeah, that's true. But I mean, even if like they shouldn't require a credit card just to be able to view ads. You know, you could probably still. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's so tricky. There's so many business models in this industry that are really, really similar but slightly different. It's tricky.
It's tricky. The more you talk about it, the more you realize that credit card feature is really does only work with like the clip store aspect or like the OnlyFans aspect. It doesn't, unfortunately, doesn't work for campsites as much as I wish it would.
Yeah, same.
Do you guys have Pornhub pages? Any of you?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We do. We do a lot of trailers and stuff like that, as well as sell our clips, put up some small videos that we like, but we don't really release a whole lot of stuff on Pornhub.
We don't really.
The trailers.
Yeah, we do like our little like. Yeah. So we put our trailers up of our videos, like little previews up for free, and then we put our the actual paid video up on Model Hub for purchase, and that's been, I think, fairly beneficial for us. Actually seeing some good revenue back from Pornhub on the video sales now. So
for sure.
Yeah, the trailers were a great implementation. Like I saw an immediate change. It's not my main platform, like by any standards, but I definitely saw like a spike when that started to happen. I started to put up a few trailers, so it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, they have crazy amount of traffic. It's hard.
They have so much traffic, you can't like overlook them.
How do you run your Pornhub, Jessica?
So, sorry, there's someone mowing the lawn out there, but
they always do it at the worst time, right?
Right. Okay. But basically, what I do is I put my ye old videos, like 2+ years old, onto my Pornhub page, and then I give it a $5 like download fee. Like, so if you want to download this video, it's $5, and then also I don't delete those videos off my clip sites. I just also put them at $5, so it kind of just extends the lifespan of that clip, sort of thing. It starts to make money again, and I can make, like double the amount that I originally made on it. And so I put in my really old clips. I always record all of my cam shows, and then I make content verticals with them. So I'll like cut up some of my cam show recording and like put it on Pornhub, and then I'll be like, you can check out my live shows here. And so that's something I do. And then sometimes I'll also put videos specifically for Pornhub Premium, because that's a much larger view share payment.
Yeah.
And I don't really put too much. Like, they're like 5 to 10 minute videos, but they're still like HD videos that I've made and edited and stuff like that.
We're here with EXXXOTICA.tv Webcam Diaries. First question is, what was your first Exotica? Do you remember it?
I do.
Okay, Mel, what about you?
Okay, my first Exotica was Chicago 2013. So I started camming full time at the end of 2012, and like I knew, like once I knew conventions were a thing, I was like, must go.
Gotta hit that
conventions,
Exotica.
I think. Yeah, I just love, honestly, like Exotica was my first introduction to like the rest of the adult industry. That's where I know the people behind Chatterbait. Really? That was your first one?
Yeah.
Well, not in 2013 or 20. Oh, no, not then. But a couple years later, we had these same experiences.
Yeah, no, same experience. Same like, oh my gosh, they feel like our friends already.
I remember walking out to the table, and there's like the Chatterbait girls, and I walked up and I was so shy because I wasn't with the team that year. I was there on my own with Gemma Minks, and we just like walked up to the table, and I was so surprised. Just like Ramona Flower was there. That was the first time I met Ramona. It was just like so memorable. So that whole convention was super fun. I still am, but I was really into wigs back then. So I had this like little white bob wig and had like weed leggings. So I was like Mel Kush, of course. I had my weed leggings, and it was the last day of the convention, and I'm looking around everywhere for Gemma. Couldn't find her, and there's this Exotica host on a stage like introducing Rubber Doll and all this. There's a big show going on, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go hang out, watch a show, keep an eye out for Jen. And so the host on the stage is like, hey, you with the weed leggings, come here, da da da. So he asked me to hang out on the edge of the stage, and I'm wearing these little flats. Like, we're talking, this is July. I've been wearing these little flats for like 3 days already. And so he has these rubber doll DVDs he's giving away. And then he's like, hey, who wants these rubber doll DVDs? And this guy, he puts up his hand. And I didn't know, but this guy, now that I've been to multiple Exoticas, he travels the country and he goes to every dang one of them. Like, I see him at every single one. I don't think I have. If ever I don't see him, I'll be worried about him, you know? So I'm sitting on the edge of the stage, and the guy's like, with the mic, he's like, okay, if you want these rubber doll DVDs, you have to lick Mel's shoe from bottom to top. And like, you know, you can't skimp, you know, you got to do it all the way from the heel to the top. And here I am like, oh my goodness, what did I get myself into? And then he leans up, he's like, hey, he's like, I'm happy to do it. He's like, can you take your shoe off? And I'm like, dude, I don't know if you want that. I've been walking around in these for like 3 days. I was like, the sole is probably cleaner. So the guy goes right in for it. Like, not even just the bottom to top. Like, I'm talking, his tongue was like this.
Game.
He cleaned the bottom of that shoe. He earned those DVDs.
Oh my goodness. Had a dirty
he totally worked for it. And I'm pretty sure I have a video of it somewhere. I found the photo the other day, but I'm almost positive I have a video somewhere.
Oh my God, you gotta post it. That's hilarious.
Post that. Yeah, that's
I don't know if I'd post it. You know, I don't know how well you can see him. I don't remember. Like, I wouldn't want to, you know, out him that we're doing something in the privacy of Exotica. You know what I mean?
True. What happens at Exotica?
So that was my first experience.
Oh man.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, there's probably no shortage of insane stories from Exotica. We have a few. Jessica, do you remember your first Exotica?
I haven't been to any convention yet, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as all this is over, we're gonna have to get you to an Exotica.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to.
No, they're crazy. They're insane.
so
they
much
have
fun.
you know, the Exoticas. They got the Chatterbait booth here. They got the My Free Cams over there. They got clips for sale. They have a main stage. They got rubber doll performing. It's probably the coolest event in the industry. It's awesome.
It is. It's so much fun.
Interesting. I'd love to go.
Like so many vendors. They have the dungeon. It's just awesome.
Yes.
In some of them, I guess not in all of them, I guess, depending on where it's legal or not, or I guess decriminalized. They have like weed booths and stuff too. Like, that's where I get like my edibles and like.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what drew us to our first Exotica. Was Denver,
really?
2017. We're like,
Yes.
it's not legal here. Like, we want to go smoke some legal weed.
Yeah.
And Exotica. So we hit the 2-for-1, and it was awesome. And we've just been going ever
Not
since.
looked back since. Yep.
Wait, which one was your first one?
Denver, 2017, I believe.
There was
Denver. Okay.
I don't remember. I think it was like the year before. We briefly stopped into one of them, but that was, I guess, our real first experience. But it was a very, very small Exotica. It was very, very small.
Well, that's kind of how I felt about Chicago in 2013. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it's just because I wasn't like normally, or I wouldn't say normally, but more often than not, I've gone with the Chatterbait team and I've just gotten a bit of a different experience. So my first one, I was really there on my own. So maybe I just didn't explore much, but like I'm trying to think. I went to Atlantic City also. That one was an oddball one.
I bet that was wild. We were really excited for DC this year.
Yeah. What's that?
The Washington, D.C. Exotica this year. It's a shame it got pushed back.
We were so excited.
Yeah, I know. I was actually supposed to go to the Chicago one. Like, they were ready to book my flight, and I had just gotten back from. So in February, I took a trip to Cuba with my family, and I got a fever. I got sick and everything down there. So I was all worried that I was bringing the virus home, and like tried to get tested and all. Like, I've been isolated since mid-February just because of this, basically. But they were trying to get me to go and commit to Chicago, and I'm like. Like, maybe we should wait. And they were like, okay. So I was going to try and make it to New Jersey later this year, which I hear is like the craziest one.
Oh, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
Jersey's my favorite.
I haven't been to New Jersey yet.
Jersey's wild.
It's my favorite.
It's very big.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
I went to the Atlantic City one, which I guess is.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
That one, oh God, it's honestly, it's so foggy. Like that was one where we were like partying all weekend. I do remember it was the first time I was nominated for an awards. There was the Fanny Awards that was attached to, and this was at the Trump Taj Mahal. Like I'm talking like mini Taj Mahal with the word Trump across it. Okay, we stayed at this crap hole.
Oh my God.
No offense to anyone who does the maintenance there or anything, but like, it's like literally there was a girl who we went to her room. And we were lying on the bed, and we look at the ceiling, and it looked like someone had taken a jar of mayonnaise and gone poof, and it just went poof. But so the Fanny Awards. So the Fanny Awards was a total shit show. It was hilarious. Like people were just trying to read the teleprompter, but were too drunk to read the teleprompter. I won't name names or anything, but there's a few names. Like it was just hilarious. And then Naughty
Everyone's
by
got
Nature
crazy names too, so good luck reading that when you're drunk.
Naughty by Nature was supposed to do a performance, and this would be the second time I try to see them, and the second time I don't see them.
Oh.
So they were supposed to perform, and then Rubber Doll comes out and starts doing her thing, and we're like, oh, okay, cool. Maybe this is like she's opening for Naughty by Nature. And then they roll a TMZ video, and the TMZ video says, Naughty by Nature was arrested last night in New Jersey, or one of the guys, or something like that. And here we are. We think it's a big fucking joke. Like one of them's going to come out in a fake car or something. And no, it was legit. Like Rubber Doll was the replacement for Naughty by Nature.
Oh,
no. So that's what I remember from Exotica Atlantic City. And there's nowhere to get your nails done along the border. So if it ever goes back to Atlantic City, girls, don't wait to get your nails done.
Good to know.
Atlantic City, that sounds awesome.
Oh, yeah,
that sounds like a fun time. So next question, if you could put an Exotica anywhere in the world, where would you have an Exotica event?
Oh my God, like the whole world, or like you're talking like the U.S.
First,
world?
let's go with the U.S. and then maybe we'll think about the world. How about North America? Because you guys are obviously in Canada.
Yeah.
So there might be some pretty awesome
Montreal.
locations there. Montreal?
Montreal would be
Everyone says Montreal is awesome. I've never been, but everyone says it's amazing.
It really is. And like, I feel like Exotica would have a nice place up here. I feel like the conventions here, Montreal specifically, they're not on such a grand scale. I think it'd be so cool to have that here. But North America, I mean, for the place, it's hard to say. I mean, New Orleans, I think, would be really cool.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. That would be wild.
Yeah.
Just don't say Columbus, Ohio.
That was the one.
That was it.
Yeah, I heard about that. No, I would say maybe New Orleans, somewhere sunny, because I think a lot of the Canadian conventions happen in the wintertime, and, or some happen, maybe in Colorado, like Exotica and places like that. So I think more sunny destinations for international travelers from up north might be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Jessica, do you
I
have
agree.
any other place that you would recommend?
Yeah, if I'm going to be traveling somewhere in the wintertime, I'd like to land in a warm place, basically. So that's sort of my criteria. Or like Montreal, so it's easy for me to get there. Or even if you want to come to Toronto, so I could just take like a 30-minute drive and get there. That's fine too.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to have one up in Canada. I think Arizona might be a good place. I know there's a huge cam community in Arizona.
It's warm.
And it's warm, so.
Yeah, and they used to have the Phoenix Forum there, which I don't think is happening anymore.
Yeah, RIP. We were planning on going to it the one year that it was their last year, and stuff.
I know, right?
Everyone said it was a real
so something to replace that, or something, adult related, because you're right, there's a lot of adult there.
Yeah, the community's ready for it there. They got a lot of people. So.
Yeah,
good call.
I'll see.
Trying to think of where else, somewhere fun, like with a lot of like rich culture, like something that, like Nashville or something where there's a lot of music, or
Nashville's really
It'd be
cool.
fun. A lot of the Exoticas are on sort of the West Coast area. We were thinking, maybe something California, sunny, something like that could work. But Nashville could be a lot of fun. That could be a lot of fun.
Personally, as an international, what's that?
I've only been to the States twice, so like I can't really think of any locations in the States where like, that'd be cool. I'm like, I don't know.
Think of the places you want to visit. Let's throw an Exotica in the middle of the Grand Canyon.
There you go.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be very echoey, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. More than usual.
A lot of moaning and echoing. Okay, so Jessica, you started in the industry as a stripper. Can you tell me how you sort of transitioned into camming and all your clip sales?
Yeah, so I was stripping for 2 years, and then I stopped for a year and was working in like restaurants and stuff, and decided that it sucked harder than anything I've ever done before. And then so I'm like, what if I try to go to college? So I tried to go to college for journalism because I like to write. So I'm like, this is a practical application of that skill. I'll go for journalism. And in college, I was like, well, student loans suck. So I am going to need to make some money on the side to, supplement this. And then I'm like, I should just try camming. I was a stripper. I kind of know how to do things. I know how to hustle. I haven't, I don't know exactly how to use the website yet, but I'm sure I could figure it out. And then I can work from home, and it's flexible. I can work whenever I want. So if I need to study for an exam or homework, it's no big deal sort of thing. So that's how I started camming. I started camming on Chatterbait, and that's kind of what I did for the next few months exclusively. And then I started to branch out into clips with ManyVids, and then I started to branch it out into femdom on I Want Clips. And then I really started putting more of a focus on my clips because since I'm a more introverted person, being on cam, I like being on cam, but it really wears me out.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, it takes a lot.
Yeah, so if I'm trying to go on multiple times a week, I'm just going to burn out. I'm going to burn out and crash and not be great. So I decided that focusing more on passive income streams is probably going to be better for me. So that's when I started focusing more on clips and stuff like that. And then just recently with OnlyFans and Avian Stars, I've also been focusing a lot on the sort of fan club models. But I'm still putting effort into clips. I'm still putting effort into cam. My fan sites right now are my main platforms, but I'm also sort of doing everything at once. And I love my career now. This is my career. I want to do this for a long time until I get to retire and, I don't know, paint pictures of cats or something like that.
Do you paint?
Oh, I do paint, actually. Yeah, I use acrylic paints.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah, and then, of course...
Do you body paint shows?
I don't. I feel like on Chatterbait, maybe it's just me. I don't really have the audience that they pay attention. They don't have the attention span for that. I feel like if whenever I try something fun, people are like, "What? What about tits? I want to see tits. Where's the tits?" So,
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I get.
You can paint with your tits.
And
then you can sell your booby art.
I can try. I just try.
Yeah, it's tricky. Chatterbait is a pretty explicit platform, but I think if you show interest and passion in something, a lot of other people seem to follow and share that with you. So
yeah,
for sure.
But I would agree. I do feel Chatterbait is more show me your tits, and my free cams is more let's body paint, let's garden.
The way I see it is Chatterbait is more instant gratification. They want something for their money now. It's not like the long haul. It's not the investment. They're not there, they're there to get their rocks off, but there is the small, your regulars end up being the people who appreciate what you bring to the table, whether it's tits or not,
100%.
So there's ways to cultivate that on Chatterbait, but it is a bit more of a challenge. You're going to get more passers through kind of thing.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, honestly, I've had a lot of great regulars from Chatterbait that aren't just explicitly I just want to look at you on a cam show and we're gonna get to the cum show and that's the end of our relationship. They send me things and we have just regular conversation how was your day? It was great. I don't think because I did try camming on my free cams, and I didn't really like it, because I just found that, like, this is just my experience, but I just found that a lot of people were more entitled to my emotional labor sort of thing.
On OC, you find?
Yeah.
Yeah?
More wanting that, like, girlfriend experience, more sort of boundary pushing, kind of like,
they want to build a relationship
sort of thing. And, like, not saying that we can't be like friends or whatever, but I have boundaries, you know.
You also have a lot of other work to do.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I found with that. And then just also the way that I like to do shows works more on Chatterbait than it does on my free cams. So yeah, that's just my experience with my free cams.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would agree with you to a certain extent, absolutely. And I think that, like, what's cool about Chatterbait is that, I mean, it just has so much traffic, and whether or not they're satisfied with what you're showing them or not, there's still a presence there. They're still coming through your chat room. And I found, I'm new to OnlyFans. Like, I only started my subscription account last, like, July or August. But I can't tell you how many people have signed up and sent me messages like, hey, I used to watch you on Chatterbait like 5 years ago, and now there's finally a place where I can afford to connect with you and this and that. Because, you know, halfway through my career, I stopped allowing Grays to talk in my room. I think that's what a lot of people loved about me at first, is that I used to talk to everyone and just mute Grays. Like, Grays are people with no tokens, for anyone that and I went through a no Gray September one time, and I never turned back, and that was probably 3 or 4 years ago. So all those people that can no longer talk to me on Chatterbait are coming to my OnlyFans now, like, hey, what's up? Remember me? And I'm like, yeah, I totally remember you. And last week, someone was like, hey, by the way, we're expecting a son, me and my wife, and we conceived him while we were watching one of your videos. And I'm like,
I saw your tweet about that.
I saw your tweet about that.
That's hilarious.
Like, that's so funny. That's amazing.
Like, even though, like, and I totally legit remember this guy from my chat room. And, you know, I tend to remember almost everybody, you know, that's been through, that has either contributed verbally or financially. Oh, yeah. And they always like, oh, they're always surprised. But I love remembering that, because I remember so many of these people that are coming forward now, like, hey, it's me. And I'm like, you. Awesome. So utilizing these new platforms in that way to reconnect with old fans that are now able to support you and stuff is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Absolutely
it is.
Agree.
The live platform, it's kind of hard for some people, you know, they have their lives too, and it's hard to kind of meet up online live. But having the OnlyFans and the clip sales and sites like that really makes it easy for them to go and get their content and catch up with you when you're offline.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. And I feel like some guys who, let's say they don't like the Chatterbait model, they're normally like an MFC guy or girl. And then, like, OnlyFans is kind of like neutral territory, where it kind of, you know, brings in fans from everywhere. So that's another, you know, I think, benefit of OnlyFans, whether free or paid. You kind of get like a mixed bag of clientele, and it's not so much zoned into one cam platform or another. You know, before all these fan sites existed, when it was just cam, you know?
Yeah. I think it's, like you said, a really good neutral territory of, like, more interaction than, like, the clip stores get, and, like, not quite there for, like, the live shows. I just think it's a really good, like, balance of the people who don't always get to, like, see you on cam, or maybe aren't into clips as much. Like, it's a really, really good balance.
Yeah, exactly. And you put stuff out there, and they pick up what they like, or what, you know, like, it's a convenient.
Yes, definitely.
So, what's a crazy item on your wish list right now? Is there anything that has your attention? Anything goofy? Anything you've been thinking about getting during the lockdown to keep you busy?
Oh, I've actually already got some lockdown supplies. Right as we went on lockdown, I bought 4 new sex toys. All different kinds. And I've only used one of them so far, actually. Sometimes you don't know what you're buying until you get it, and then you have to figure out a way to use it, because it's you know? Use this thing. So one of them is like the size of both of these, like, arms put together. Oh, no. So I'm like, crud. And then I have another fairly large one that I was within obscenity guidelines that I used on cam a few weeks ago. And then I have 2 others that I have yet to even, like, unbox. So But yeah, I have a very large one, a medium large one, a smaller than normal one, but that squirts, and a cute little pink butt plug.
Oh, awesome. Sounds like you got some stuff to keep you busy.
Yeah, I'm all set. Like if this goes on for another 2 months, like I'm done. I got a whole tickle trunk over there just like waiting.
A tickle trunk. I love that.
That's great.
Jessica, have you been thinking about getting anything wild, any crazy purchases lately? Anything that you want?
So there's something I do need. I put the word need very loosely, but for clips, I used to have this like dildo thing that was just like a man's pelvic area with the dick, but it also had a butthole that you could insert things into. And it was excellent for if I wanted to do something like a pegging clip where I didn't actually have something to peg, but I could put it on a strap-on and pretend
to find guys to
peg this thing. But then it like broke because those things typically do.
How did you?
And then I haven't gotten a new one, but I want like the entire torso one with like the entire like he's got like abs and stuff like that, and his big old dick, and then he still has a butthole.
Yeah, those are,
so I still peg him.
Those things. They're really expensive. They're like hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I was looking at it and like, why is this $500? Why is this $500?
Yeah. But I mean, you think about like the amount of silicone that you need. Like, I wonder if that's something that can be easily 3D printed. Like, could I do that? Is it cheaper for me just to buy a 3D printer? The material? But those. How did you break the other one? How did it break? What did you do?
So it wasn't built very well because like what was holding the dick up to kind of be erect and whatnot, there was like a wire in the middle of the dick around the material, and then just eventually that kind of just like broke, and then his dick was kind of like that, which was not amazing. So so I had to throw
erection humiliation videos or something.
Yeah, you have a broken dick.
That's a bummer. Yeah, do like a Lorena Bobbitt clip, like.
Oh no!
It's a shame that they're not like covered under warranty or something, because that's an expensive piece of equipment to just like break or deteriorate like that.
Yeah, I find unfortunately that a lot of the sex toys that are available aren't that well made. With a few exceptions, with like some companies who do provide really high quality silicone toys. But most of the ones you find on Amazon, they're just like whatever.
Yeah.
And some of them aren't even like body safe, so it's just like.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I mean, there's a reason for this, because there's no like, I guess it'd be FDA regulation or whatever on the consistency or the quality assurance of sex toys. There's no system in place, so people can put out whatever the heck they want. I won't even buy shampoo with silicone in it, let alone, the things that I'm putting inside me. Like you have to be safe about that. And I do think it's a shame that, the general public doesn't really know what to shop for. I always get, some of my fans and stuff come to me and be like, hey, like just yesterday, actually, like, hey, I want to buy something with my girlfriend. Do you have something to recommend? We don't know where to start. And sometimes I'm like, just make sure it's silicone or glass, just stay away from everything else.
Yeah, it's tricky. It seems like you got to find a company that really cares about their product. I know Bad Dragons, an Exotica vendor, and they have great products. They're always body safe, and they really go out of their way to make sure that they're healthy
100% medical grade silicone.
Yep.
They honestly, I never really got the fascination behind the Bad Dragon thing until I met them at Exotica and I got to feel some of their products.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I kind of need one of these. And then the thing is that you don't even know how good it is until it's inside of you. Then you're like, like there's just something different about what they do. And they're so friendly with their models too. Like if you see them at Exotica, just go say hi. They love it. Like
they hand out the swag bags. Like I got a swag bag. They take another swag bag.
They're so friendly. Like, yeah. So, I mean, I got one. I was worried about the texture because a lot of them are really heavily textured. And so I got one that was smoother. It's called the Knox. But like now that I felt it, I'm like, I want the biggest tentacle they got, you know? Like I want
they have a monster one. It's like 18 pounds. And that's probably one of the coolest things that you get to do at Exotica. Yeah. You get to go to the Bad Dragon booth and see they have like a glass column and just dildos stuck everywhere.
Defying gravity.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny.
I don't remember the last time I saw them at an Exotica. I didn't see the wall of dildos though. I think I'm missing out.
Oh yeah.
You play like ring toss with like the dildos on the wall, like.
Well, they have the suction cups on some of them.
Yeah.
They just stick them right to the wall, so you can use them for showers.
Yeah, then you do like the ring toss.
Yeah.
Ring toss.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's locked down. Everyone's got a little bit of free time. I guess, what is the last thing you guys watched on Netflix or Hulu? I'm curious.
Well, we don't have Hulu up here, but
I'm sorry.
I did not know that.
We're not cool enough.
Yeah.
I've actually been rewatching. I have been rewatching all the Seinfeld.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
And actually, I've been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm for the very first time. I'm running through them, so I'm on like season 6 or something. I don't know why I never listened to this before. It's fucking brilliant. It's so
I love
good.
it. I love it.
I love Larry David. It's good. So yeah, I'm like on the whole Larry David Seinfeld thing lately.
Awesome. I love the episode with Shaq. That's one of my favorites because it's got the Seinfeld crossover. Have you seen that yet?
I don't know. I feel like.
Hey, then I'm not going to spoil it for you. If you're watching Seinfeld and Curb, it's great.
No, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay.
No, honestly, there's little pockets of brilliance in that show. Like it's got its own thing going on, you know?
Yeah.
Jessica, have you been watching anything lately?
I think the last thing I watched on Netflix, I guess I finished up BoJack Horseman.
Okay.
Which is one of my favorite shows of all time. I think it's very brilliant. But yeah, otherwise I just kind of, if I'm going to watch something, I usually just watch YouTube, honestly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff
what
on
kind
YouTube.
of things? Yeah, what kind of thing? I'm obsessed with Hot Ones, but that's like the only thing I obsessively watch on YouTube. Like, what are some of your favorite channels?
I watch mostly like Let's Plays and stuff like that. I like video games, so I'll watch like Game Grumps, and then like like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, all of those like big ones. I feel very basic for saying that, but it's true. I just like watching people play games. And then I also like playing games. And then I also like watching people talk about games. So that's usually what I watch on YouTube.
So, Jessica, do you stream on Twitch? Do you watch Twitch streamers?
Usually not Twitch streamers, just because like it's like I'm really busy during the day. So like, I'd rather watch a recording of a stream because I'm probably not going to be around for when they're actually streaming. I don't stream on Twitch myself just because I already like stream for people to see what I'm doing and stuff like that. A lot of my personal life is already like, hey, everyone can see me. So I want gaming to kind of just be like where I can just sit and zone out and like look gross.
It's your relaxing time.
And look gross.
And just be like, on my
I hear you.
Right?
I see you have some Pokemon behind you. Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
Oh, probably.
Gotta have one.
Oh God, there's so many. Okay. Favorite in like, like our favorite like cuteness. Favorite because they look cool. Favorite because they're like good in the game.
If you had to own one as your personal pet, your personal Pokemon, which one would
So if they existed in real life, okay.
Yes.
Okay. That changes it a little bit. In real life, I probably want something like a Wooloo because they're like cute and they roll around and it probably wouldn't like eat me or something like that. So yeah, Wooloo.
My
Mel,
very
do you have
no,
a
I don't
Pokemon?
I don't play Pokemon, but I have a Pokemon story.
Yeah.
My very first job was cake bitch at Dairy Queen. I used to make those ice cream cakes when I was like 15 years old. This is like 21 years ago. I used to make cakes. And it was right at the time, and yeah, I feel old saying this, but Pokemon is that old, I guess, because I remember drawing so many fucking Pikachus and Charmanders and Squirtles on these damn birthday cakes. Like, I never played a day of Pokemon in my entire life, and those are the three only ones that I know because I used to draw them in icing all the time. Happy birthday, Kevin, Pikachu.
Which one was the hardest to draw?
But to this day, actually, I do still bake. I make cakes and stuff like that, and that's kind of, I guess, where it spawned. But I've never made another Pikachu or Pokemon cake, and I will be happy never to make one ever again.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
No, I don't really play much games, actually. I'm not a gamer. I mean, I play little arcade games and like Pac-Man and like I even play it up until like PlayStation 1, but that's when it just got like way too sophisticated for me, and I was just like,
oh.
I originally got the Pokemon Red on Game Boy, so that was my first Pokemon. So Charmander all the way.
Mine was Pokemon Yellow.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got another question for you guys. If you could choose one place in the world to shoot a porn clip, make your own video, where would you do it?
In the world.
Oh man. Okay, well, I mean, that's such a big question.
It is a big question.
You know what? I would probably avoid a beachy scenario. I mean, it's pretty and everything, but I mean, you're shooting porn, you know, sand, friction.
Right.
I would say probably somewhere with like an insane view, like Italy or Spain or something with like rolling hills in the background where you're like in a chateau and there's just like endless greenery behind you.
A vineyard, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
Jessica, do you have any dream location you'd like to shoot at?
I don't know. I'm thinking about this because like I feel like I would want it to make it like ridiculous. I don't know. I'm
ridiculous.
Like, what if I like did it in like an igloo somewhere in like the Arctic? I'm like, but it was like, you know, gimmicky, I guess. So that's yeah, maybe something like something a little ridiculous.
Do you want to try and maybe do some of these?
Yeah.
You guys want to do some rapid fire questions?
Sure.
Just basically fire off the first like answer that comes to your mind, I guess, kind of thing.
Okay, so wait, how are we doing? Jessica, you go first, I'll go second quickly then, okay?
Okay.
Okay, we'll ask the question. Jessica, you answer. Then Mel, you answer, okay?
Right. Okay. Favorite alcoholic drink?
Oh no, I don't really have one. I don't. Cider.
No, it's totally fine if you don't drink.
You have a favorite drink?
Tom Collins.
Tom Collins? Okay. Like apple juice, orange juice maybe, Jessica?
Oh no, I said cider.
Oh, okay, cider.
Sorry.
Awesome. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Favorite color?
Pink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you
Favorite
tell?
food?
Can you tell that I like pink?
I can see the pink everywhere.
I think I get that.
Favorite food, spaghetti.
Cheese.
Cheese.
Love it. Favorite season?
Summer.
Autumn.
Oh, fall's the best.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite animal?
Cats.
Oh, it's like a three-way tie between a goat, a llama, and a sloth.
I want a goat so bad. It's so funny you say that. I was just begging Tom for one the other day. I'm like, let's get a goat. Let's talk about this.
No,
we have a goat.
We need a cam model goat ranch because I can't tell you how many girls I have spoken to that are like so into this idea.
No, I would totally be there. I would be there.
Okay, Jessica, Star Wars or Star Trek? Or neither?
I'm kind of neutral on both of them, honestly.
That's fine. Fine.
To be fair, yesterday was May the 4th, and I did the whole like Darth Vader thing, but my heart wasn't in it because I am Trek all the way.
All right. Okay.
Your Vader stuff was very
I
cool,
felt like
though.
Monster yesterday, really. But I did it, you know. But Trek all the way for sure.
All right.
Awesome.
This is one of my goofy questions. Who would win in a fight? Elsa from Frozen or John Wick?
Okay. I don't know if John Wick can compete against magical ice powers. I don't know.
She's pretty powerful.
Man, he's pretty magical.
Yeah.
I'm just a fan of Keanu Reeves, so like, yeah,
right.
Keanu Reeves.
Everything he
I feel
does.
like he could figure it out.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be able to figure out. I don't know. But he doesn't have a personal vendetta against Elsa, so I don't.
As long as she doesn't kill his dog or anything.
Yeah.
All right, one last one here. Would you rather be able to fly or be invisible?
Fly, so I could get places faster.
Yeah, I'd say fly. I don't feel
And
like I'm
free.
a sneaky person who needs to be, invisible for any reason. I'd say fly. Yeah, more freedom.
I don't see.
I mean,
Oh, that's really funny.
Oh my gosh.
Aw.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right, Jessica. One more time again, where can everyone find you? You have Twitter. You have so many social media links. Can you run them down for us?
Yes, so you can find me on Twitter at Jessica Starling. So it's J3 Starling. That's my Twitter. My Instagram at _Jessica Starling. You can find me on OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Jessica Starling, and my free one, onlyfans.com/Jessica Starling free. I am on pretty much every platform. If you want to get all my links, just follow me on Twitter. That's usually where you can find all of them. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mel, how about you?
my most active publicly accessible social media is Twitter at Melody Kush. I am also on Instagram at Melody Kush, and my OnlyFans, onlymel.com or onlymelfree.com, and my clips are at manyvids at melkushclips.com, and my personal website, melkush.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Everyone out there, go follow them on Twitter. Go check out their OnlyFans. Go check out their clips, their links, everything like that. We're 19 Honeysuckle at 19_honeysuckle on Twitter. We broadcast on Chatterbait. Your Instagram is
honeys_sweet_life.
Yep. And we also have an OnlyFans, so go find that. But thank you so much, Jessica Starling and Melody Kush, for joining us here on Exotica TV's premiere episode of Webcam Diaries. So hope you guys had a great time. Thank you so much
for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. You guys were excellent. And thank you, Exotica, for having us. We love you guys, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.